Hello everyone, have you heard about blockchain technology and how cryptocurrency are being traded hassle-free by storing each transaction in a block? But do you know where this transaction or this traded crypto are being stored? They are being stored in a place which is called the liquidity pool. Wait, let me explain. A liquidity pool is technically a pool of crypto tokens that is being secured under one smart contract. So now these tokens provide decentralized exchanges with the necessary liquidity that is required. So now liquidity refers to the ease at which one crypto token can be swapped or traded with another. Because so many financial transactions take place in the DeFi ecosystem, such simplicity is very crucial. So guys, I know I've been making a lot of noise within the last 1 minute, but give me the next 3 minutes and diagrammatically I'll be explaining to you and you will understand how the liquidity pool works. So recently I made a video about the Pi network making a huge transfer of about 1 billion token into a liquidity pool.
Some few days ago, the Pi network ecosystem made a significant move by transferring 1 billion coin to a designated wallet. In the crypto world, massive transactions like these signal a readiness for a major launch.
And so many questions have been lingering in the internet and in my community. What is the liquidity pool? So in today's video, I'll be explaining diagrammatically the liquidity pool. So guys, before we explain liquidity pool, there is something you need to put into consideration. Before you understand liquidity pool, there's what we call an order book. So in the next 30 seconds, I will show you what an order book looks like. Then we can use that to understand how liquidity pool works. If you understand an order book, it will be very simple and easier for you to understand a liquidity pool. So for an order book, there is always a seller and what? A buyer. Yes, so this is how an order book looks like. For a transaction to be executed, these two conditions must be met. That is, for every sell order, it must be equal to what? A buy order. That is, for every sell order, it must be equal to what? The buy order. That is how an order book looks like. For example, if party A wants to sell a coin or a crypto or a token for about $22.2, the buy order must be equal to what? $22.2 as well. So once these two conditions are met, that is when we talk about what? The order book. But in liquidity pool, we don't need a buyer or a seller. Let me explain to you how a liquidity pool works. So for liquidity pool, what we actually need for a liquidity pool is what we call the liquidity provider. We have the liquidity pool itself. This is P1 and what? P2. This is the liquidity provider. This is the liquidity pool itself. And we need what? The smart contract, which is called the algorithm. And with what? We also need what we call the trader. This is T. Here we have the liquidity provider. Here we have the liquidity pool itself. This is what we'll be explaining in this video today. And here we have what we call the smart contract or the algorithm. And here we have the trader. The trader can either be the buyer or the seller itself. Can you see that we don't need two parties in a liquidity pool when liquidity pool is in play? So let me explain to you how this happens. So if party A, this is LP1, that is the liquidity provider. This, let's say, let's use this guy now as party A, P1 as what? Our liquidity provider. So this is our liquidity provider now. So the liquidity provider now tends to send in tokens. So that is what the Pi network actually did. They are the liquidity provider. So they transferred about 1 billion token into the liquidity pool. And from the explanation earlier, a liquidity pool can be seen as a pool or storage where different type of cryptocurrency are being stored. So this liquidity pool now, this provider send in tokens into this liquidity pool. In this liquidity pool, we have different type of cryptocurrency. In this liquidity pool, there are tons of cryptocurrency in this liquidity pool, such the likes of Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, and all the likes of digital currency you can ever imagine. They are all stored in what? The liquidity pool. So this liquidity provider are responsible for funding or making transfer into this liquidity pool for transaction in this section. So what this happens is that this serves as the third party for either being a buyer or the seller. So here is the smart contract. This smart contract It's a written program. It's an algorithm. This is an algorithm that has been written or designed to carry out a particular function, be it a buy function or a sell function. So once this liquidity provider has stocked the liquidity pool, he has nothing to do again with this liquidity pool for a transaction to be carried out. However, he can keep sending tokens into this liquidity pool. So this algorithm now, or the smart contract now, is responsible, and it works automatically. It's an automated system that is responsible for carrying out or executing those transactions with the presence of what we call the trader. So this will be the trader. This trader here can either be a buy or a sell, which is you and I. You can come here as a trader to either buy or to sell. So this liquidity pool here is a reserve of digital currencies. So when the trader creates an order, for example, creates a sell order, when it creates a sell order, it automatically goes into the liquidity pool. Remember, he doesn't need a third party to buy that sell order. It can be of any what or any swap. So what this automatically does is that this liquidity pool serves as a storage. That is what I want us to understand in this video. The liquidity pool now is serving as a storage for any type of digital currency that are being sent from the trader into this liquidity pool. So once it enters into this liquidity pool, remember that digital currency must be inside the liquidity pool for this algorithm to be sensed by the order before that transaction can be executed. So once this sell order comes into this liquidity pool, this algorithm automatically picks this order and matches it with any pair the trader has traded with. That is what this liquidity pool is all about. You don't need a third party. Likewise, when the trader also creates a buy order, not just a sell order, once it also creates a buy order, the smart contract also picks this buy order and makes the transaction as required from the liquidity pool. So the liquidity pool in essence is a pool, or it's a bank, or an avenue, or what you can think of it, especially designed where different type of digital currency are being stored for such kind of transaction without the need of a third party or a buyer. So as easy as that. That is what Pi has done now. They have made a transfer into the liquidity pool so that transaction can be easy, and this transaction can happen anytime. It doesn't need a buyer to close a sell order or a seller to close a buy order. As easy as that. That is what liquidity pool actually meant in the crypto world. So if you are yet to watch the video I made about Pi making a deposit into the liquidity pool, you can click the link here so that you can have access to watch that video. And if you like this video so far, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, ensure to hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on the bell notification so that you get notified each time I create an amazing content just like so. I still remain your virtual assistant Gideon, and see you in my next video.